Hi there, I'm Laura J. Swan, a women's transformational coach. And this month in January, I've been talking about ways to start your year with purpose and power. And I've made a couple of videos so far this year that you should check out if you haven't yet on visioning and setting intentions. And this video, I want to talk about a really powerful intention to hold for this year. And that is to never underestimate the value of your actions. Never underestimate the value of the deeds that you put out into this world this year. I hope that you decide that your actions matter. So I want to tell you a little story about a man in Kansas. So you may not know this, but I'm from Kansas. So I happen to keep up on some of the news and things that happen there. And I saw in a news story on one of the Kansas news stations that there was a homeless man that was driving through the snow a couple of weeks ago and happened to see another man that was stuck in his car in a blizzard, and the man was stuck with his wife or fiance, and so he stopped, and out of the kindness of his heart, he dug the man out of the snow, and they exchanged a little bit of information, said thank you, and moved on and went about their ways. Dave didn't realize that the man he helped was a Kansas City Chiefs guard, Jeff Allen, and he was on his way to a game and would have been late had Dave not stopped and helped him. So the Kansas City Chiefs player decided that he would find Dave and surprise him and offer him tickets to the very big game that happened just this last weekend for the playoffs. And little did the world know that Dave, who was so grateful at this kind gesture that the football player showed him, little did the world know that Dave was actually homeless and had virtually nothing to his name. He was living with his fiance and his dog in his car. He'd had a very rough past and been in and out of, I don't know exactly what the details are, but had just had some rough times up until that point. And the world found out, and Dave was blessed that somebody decided to start him a GoFundMe campaign. They've raised almost $20,000 and maybe more in money alone, but also he's been gifted all kinds of gifts, and they fixed his car. He had a window that was out, and he was sleeping in his car with sub-zero temperature down in Kansas. And all of this happened because Dave made a choice to help someone who was in need. Dave didn't have much to his name. He didn't have anything really, but he saw somebody else who needed help. He saw another human being who needed help, and out of the kindness of his heart, did something about it. And so I wanted to tell you this story because we never know what kind of ripple effect our kind deeds can do in the world. We have no idea what our gestures are going to do to impact the world, but we can make a choice to intentionally put them out there, to do things to help other people when we see them in need. And, you know, in Dave's case, it was an incredible blessing that came back to him. It's not always going to be that. There may be some kind deeds we put out in the world that we may not ever see the results of. But in our hearts, we know that we have done the best we can, and we've put ourselves out there to help others. And that's a story of what can happen. And the other piece that I want to share is that, you know, this story also demonstrates that we have to believe in miracles. This was really what happened for Dave because of one gesture was a miracle. It's probably going to help him have a fresh start and to have a little bit of support to get his life on track. And he's committed that that's what he intends to do and hopes to do. And he had no idea that all of this was going to happen just from being himself. And so to expect miracles, right? And to really believe in second chances, they're possible. So that story inspired me, and I wanted to share it with you, and I hope that it inspires you both to give of yourself and, you know, someone in need that might be in the parking lot or needs help crossing the street, or we have no idea the ripple effect it might have. We also have no idea in our own lives in the times when we feel the most down and out, when the world it might be that time that we get help out of the blue, that we have a miracle, that second chance happens around our businesses, around relationships, around our health, around sadness or depression or anything in our lives that feels hopeless. That I'm sure Dave, when he was sleeping in his car, the below zero temperatures in the middle of Kansas, had no idea how his life was about to change. But if we actually believe that that's possible, and we actually hold that as possible, especially in our darkest times, just imagine what could happen. So I hope that's inspiring for you. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.